One of the things I mentioned in a previous video is how can you trick your system into looking better than it really is. And so let's go ahead and do this. Insert strategy. If the parameters are too tight, you can certainly make the system look better than it does if we don't have look inside bar backtesting. So let's take a look at this. So I've essentially created the perfect trading system. This is not going to work in real time though. So what I did was insert a percent trailing stop loss, and you only see $855 drawdown. This is the kind of performance that we all seek. Would love to have this kind of performance where it just felt like you're not risking very much. You had this huge profit factor of 3.82. Your percentage of trades profitable or low because you're cutting your losses really quick on this really tight percent trailing stop loss. What did I do wrong? Format strategies, properties for all. I turned that off. Let's turn that back on. Use look inside bar backtesting. I don't even think that 1 minute would be good enough for those parameters. Some strategies need really finite parameters. If you use like $100 trailing stop loss, you're going to, here's what it looks like now. So not bad from here to here, but I don't even think that this is accurate using 1 minute, using those type of parameters. Another thing you could do is insert strategy dollar trailing. Let's do dollar trailing and use a really tight dollar trailing stop loss. Dollar trailing, and then we'll turn off look inside bar backtesting. We'll turn that off. And then we'll turn percent trailing off and see what happens. We're just using $100. We use 1, so we need to change 1. I need to change it from 1 to 100. 1 is not even. Let's see what it shows. What shows here. I mean, you're going to stop out every trade basically. Yeah, so it wouldn't look that good. Let's go with 100, and you'll see here. So the parameters on this strategy uses a $600 stop loss, and so this is what it looks like. $14, $27 average trade profit, $29.55. Let's do look inside bar backtesting to see, because you can't see $100 retracements. You easily get lots of $100 retracements in a 15-minute bar on the NASDAQ, and it's not seeing that if you don't look inside the bar. So look what happens when we look inside the bar on a $100 trailing stop loss. See where the percentage trades go, 34%. It stays around 35%, but you have a losing strategy. If you try to control your losses so that you trail by $100, you're going to need a downward equity curve. Recently, it's gone up. Since in 2021, we've had these straight line rallies, and so maybe in 2021 it's working, and 2021 is different in how straight line some of these rallies are, but historically it's not a good approach, and I don't think in the future it will be a good approach, even if something like this works in the short term. I don't think you can use $100 trailing stop losses trading NASDAQ futures, even if you have a short window of time that it shows that it does. Longer term, it's going to be a losing proposition. And these are just some of the ways you can trick yourself into thinking your strategy is better than it is, using this tight percent trailing, turning off this look inside bar backtesting, also turning the dollar trailing off. To get what you would essentially consider the perfect strategy, you could trick yourself into believing you had something really good to trade when you didn't. So it's important to be careful and take into consideration the parameters you're using, the strategy you're using. Also, on some of these symbols, if you use, for example, range or Renko or Kase, you can use case bars, but you need to look inside bar testing down to 1 tick for it to be accurate. And there's typically only 6 months of 1 tick data available, and so it's harder to use these custom bars that you see: Kase, case, line break, momentum, point and figure, range, and Renko. But also you can, if you develop strategies on range or Renko, and you're not using that one tick look inside, even if you're using the one tick look inside on those, you can have strategies that look like this. So I use time series. I found that to be the most accurate. It's probably possible to create good strategies on Kase and some of these, maybe some of these others, but I use strictly time series.